Stop being poor. Do this every day. Most people work harder every day but still stay poor. The problem isn't effort, it's habits. Discover the one simple daily action that can transform your finances, break the cycle of struggle, and set you on the path to wealth. Stop wasting time. Start this today and watch your money and life change forever. You wake up every morning, exhausted, moving through the motions as if life itself were a treadmill. You work long hours, chase deadlines, and try to make ends meet. But by the end of each month, your bank account barely grows. You tell yourself that hard work will eventually pay off, that persistence is enough to escape the financial grind. Yet, despite all the effort, nothing seems to change. The harsh reality is that working hard alone will not make you rich. Hard work without direction, without awareness, without consistent daily habits, keeps most people trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. The reason you're still struggling is not your effort. It's that you're missing the one daily habit that can transform your financial life. It is simple, it is consistent, and it is entirely within your control. The first thing to understand is why most people remain poor, even when they put in more hours than anyone else. Society glorifies the grind. We are taught to measure success by how hard we work, how early we wake up, how many hours we put into a job. This glorification of effort, while noble on the surface, is misleading. Effort alone does not create wealth. Consider someone working 10 to 12 hours a day at a job that barely covers bills and debts. They are exhausted, their time is consumed, yet financial freedom remains elusive. The wealthy, by contrast, do not simply work harder, they work smarter. They harness the power of small daily actions that compound over time, transforming seemingly insignificant choices into massive outcomes. This is where the concept of compound habits becomes crucial. One small, deliberate action repeated consistently can outweigh years of random or misdirected effort. Saving a single dollar a day might feel trivial, but over a year, it adds up. Learning for 15 minutes a day about finance, investing, or personal development may seem insignificant at first. Yet over a year, it accumulates into over 100 hours of focused knowledge, enough to make informed decisions that can redefine your future. The wealthy understand this principle intuitively. Consistent, small actions, performed daily, outweigh occasional bursts of intensity, followed by long periods of stagnation. So, what is the habit that can break the cycle? It is tracking one financial action every day. This might be as simple as writing down every expense you make, saving a small portion of your income, investing a few minutes in learning about money, or planning one income-generating action daily. The key is not perfection or scale. The key is consistency. Doing this habit every day creates awareness. You begin to see patterns in your spending, identify leaks in your budget, and uncover opportunities you were previously blind to. Awareness brings control, and control is the first step toward mastery over your finances. Before this habit can truly take hold, a mindset shift is required. Most people desire wealth, but desire is passive. To change your financial trajectory, you must think rich daily, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. This involves focusing on actions rather than outcomes, prioritizing financial literacy, and eliminating distractions that fragment your attention. Social media, endless entertainment, and impulsive spending drain energy and focus. The wealthy understand the importance of mental clarity, and they align their daily actions with their long-term goals. Most people are caught in a financial cycle that feels inescapable. Earn, spend, stress, repeat. Hard work without strategy keeps people trapped in this loop, no matter how diligently they labor. Recognizing this cycle is the first step to breaking free. Each step, working hard for income, spending it on depreciating or unnecessary items, feeling the pressure of bills and debt, and then doubling down on work, keeps the person in place. The missing element is smart, consistent daily action that redirects energy from survival to wealth building. This single habit interrupts the cycle and sets you on a path of deliberate financial growth. Consistency is difficult because the human brain naturally seeks comfort and shortcuts. Habits fail not because the actions are ineffective, but because people stop before they see results. To counter this, tie your daily financial habit to an existing routine, such as brushing your teeth or preparing your morning coffee. By anchoring it to something automatic, the habit becomes nearly impossible to skip. Reinforce this by celebrating small wins. Watch your tracked savings grow, notice small investments multiplying, or appreciate the knowledge gained from a few minutes of daily financial education. Over time, these small reinforcements build momentum, and the habit becomes a natural, unmissable part of your life. Real-life examples make this principle tangible. Sarah, a single mother, began by saving just $2 daily. At first, it seemed negligible. Yet within a year, she had over $700, enough to invest in a small online business that eventually became her primary source of income. James, a college student, dedicated 15 minutes each day to researching investments and understanding money management. Within months, he began making strategic investments, and 5 years later, he had a diversified portfolio that most peers could only dream of. Neither of them relied on luck or high incomes. They relied on consistent, deliberate daily actions that compounded over time, building wealth incrementally and sustainably. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Many people delay action, thinking they need more money, the perfect job, or ideal circumstances. The wealthy understand that there is never a perfect moment. They begin where they are, with what they have, using the resources available to them now. Every day you delay, the cycle continues. Every day you begin, you assert control over your financial destiny. It is not the size of the action that matters at first. It is the habit of starting and repeating daily that produces extraordinary outcomes over time. To implement this habit effectively, follow a simple, repeatable plan. First, select a single financial action to focus on. This could be tracking every expense, saving a small amount daily, investing a few minutes in financial learning, or planning one small income-generating task. Second, commit to performing this action every day without exceptions. Use a notebook, app, or calendar to make the action visible and reinforce accountability. Third, review your progress weekly to identify trends, successes, and areas for improvement. Finally, gradually scale the habit as it becomes automatic. The compounding effect of these small daily actions is staggering, turning ordinary people into financially independent individuals over time. Now you understand the principle, the habit, and the mindset shift necessary to escape the cycle. Yet awareness alone is not enough. Knowledge without execution remains powerless. By now, you have seen the habit, the mindset, and the reason why most people remain trapped in the endless cycle of earning, spending, and stress. But knowing what to do is only half the battle. Execution is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. Understanding the habit without consistently applying it does not change your life. True transformation comes from taking the knowledge and embedding it into your everyday, in a way that feels natural and unstoppable. Consistency is the foundation of wealth. The most successful people do not rely on bursts of motivation or rare lucky breaks. They rely on daily, disciplined actions. The habit you chose, tracking expenses, saving money, investing time in learning about finances, or planning small income-generating activities, must be anchored into your daily rhythm. By tying this habit to something you already do automatically, such as your morning coffee or your evening routine, you make it nearly impossible to skip. Over weeks, months, and years, this repetition compounds, and the results that once seemed impossible become inevitable. Small, deliberate actions have a power that most people underestimate. Saving a single dollar every day, learning for 15 minutes about financial strategies, or recording your spending may appear insignificant on any given day. Yet the true magic lies in their accumulation. Each small choice, each minor action, contributes to a larger momentum that transforms your financial trajectory. What seems negligible at first becomes monumental over time. Wealth is rarely created by sudden windfalls. It is the product of consistent, incremental effort compounded over months and years. The difference between struggling and succeeding lies in the strategic use of your energy and time. Hard work without purpose keeps people in perpetual fatigue. Effort alone is not enough. Every decision, every action, every hour should be measured against its ability to move you closer to financial freedom. This does not mean obsessing over every penny, but it does mean prioritizing actions that create value, enhance knowledge, or generate income. Distractions, social media, entertainment, impulse purchases, erode your focus and scatter your energy. The wealthy protect their attention fiercely, understanding that time is the most valuable currency. Reflection and awareness amplify the impact of daily habits. Taking time to review your actions, to notice trends in spending or learning, and to evaluate the effectiveness of your decisions ensures that your habits are not performed blindly. Reflection turns routine into insight, mistakes into lessons, and effort into meaningful progress. Every small misstep becomes an opportunity to improve. Every adjustment compounds the effectiveness of your actions, and every realization brings you closer to mastery over your financial life. Mental barriers are one of the greatest obstacles to consistent action. Fear, self-doubt, and impatience creep in, tempting you to abandon the habit before it bears fruit. You may compare yourself to others, questioning why your progress seems slow. These feelings are natural, but they are also temporary and surmountable. Wealth is rarely the result of grand gestures. It emerges from persistent, deliberate action, maintained even when external validation or immediate rewards are absent. Success favors those who push through discomfort and maintain forward momentum. The real power of daily financial habits lies in their ability to build momentum. Repetition transforms small efforts into a force that propels you forward, even when motivation falters. A habit performed once becomes easier to perform again. Repetition compounds itself, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of progress. Real examples illustrate this principle vividly. Michael began with a simple, daily saving habit, depositing just $1 each day. At first, it felt inconsequential. Yet, over the years, this small daily discipline grew into a substantial portfolio that now supports multiple streams of income. Lisa spent 20 minutes every day learning about personal finance and investment strategies. She applied her knowledge incrementally, experimenting cautiously, and gradually built a side business that ultimately replaced her full-time income. Neither relied on luck. Both relied on the compounding power of consistent, deliberate action, proving that even minimal effort, applied correctly over time, can produce extraordinary results. It is not enough to perform actions. Your identity must align with your habits. You must see yourself as someone who is financially aware, disciplined, and intentional. When financial habits become a natural extension of your identity, execution becomes effortless. Daily actions no longer feel like chores, but are instead a reflection of who you are. This integration of identity, habit, and purpose is the secret that separates those who are perpetually struggling from those who achieve lasting financial freedom. Success also demands embracing imperfection and learning from setbacks. Mistakes are not failures if they teach you something and inform your next action. Every error provides feedback and data, guiding you to refine your approach and strengthen your strategy. By reframing setbacks as stepping stones, you maintain progress and prevent discouragement from derailing your journey. Transformation occurs not from dramatic moments, but from steady, consistent effort over time. Daily actions, when applied intelligently and persistently, accumulate into significant results. Your focus, discipline, reflection, and learning converge into a momentum that drives your life forward. Each small choice compounds, each deliberate action accumulates, and each day brings you closer to financial freedom. By the time others realize the power of consistency, you will be far ahead, having built a foundation that is nearly impossible to dismantle. Ultimately, breaking free from financial struggle is not about finding a shortcut or waiting for luck. It is about committing to one actionable habit, performing it consistently, refining it intelligently, and allowing its effects to compound over time. Wealth is not an accident. It is the natural outcome of thousands of small, intentional actions performed faithfully. By choosing to start today and to persist every day, you reclaim control over your financial destiny. Each day becomes a stepping stone, and every action contributes to a life of freedom, stability, and abundance. Your journey to stop being poor begins now with the single daily habit you have learned. Apply it consistently, reflect thoughtfully, and maintain focus over the months and years ahead. The results will not come instantly, but the compounding effect of your efforts will gradually and inevitably reshape your life. Wealth is not reserved for the lucky or the extraordinary. It is earned by the disciplined, the patient, and those willing to commit to small actions every day. By embracing this principle, you step off the treadmill of struggle and onto the path of intentional, unstoppable financial growth.